You can pretty much take this 68-page report just issued by the Texas Department of Public Safety and get an eyeful and an earful suggesting that illegal immigrants with possible terror ties have been crossing the Texas border. And get this, they've been doing it for a long, long time. One Somali man stopped at one border crossing claiming to be a member of al-Shabaab, the man saying that he trained for a suicide attack in Mogadishu, but later fled. That training involved suicide belts, AK-47s, grenades, you name it. Scary stuff. And Lieutenant Colonel Tony Schaefer says, we haven't heard the last of this stuff. Tony,
No.
This is really, really frightening because this means they're really, really here.
And your federal government, Neil, knows it as well. It's great Texas is publishing this, so it's something we have to take very seriously. I wrote a whole book about it. The last line is about a realistic scenario based on what we know is happening now. And I'm glad you brought it up regarding al-Shabaab. Look, they've made a credible threat against the Mall of Americas. And, oh, by the way, they've been successful in doing similar attacks in Kenya. So it's not like they don't have a record. It's not like they've not stated their objective. And one of the things that is good about the terrorist organizations, if nothing else, is if they tell you they're going to come kill you, they're going to come kill you. So you can count on the fact that these guys are marshaling, trying to work their way through Mexico into the States, through the southwest border, because they hide within the refugee and illegal immigration stream. It's easy for them to do.
You know what I worry about, Tony? The ones we get, that's great. Then all the ones we didn't get that we don't know.
Right.
That's not so great.
Right. Well, right now, James Comey admits that they're tracking about 200 people. And, okay, what about the, like, 1,000 to 2,000 we're not tracking who have come through the border? Well, again, Neil, we know they're coming through. We know we're not detecting them. So this is where we have to be a lot more focused on Mexico. Do three things. First, turn people away. You don't have to accept them in. Turn them back and send them back into Mexico. Secondly, we have to go after the mafia. There's a lot of human traffickers who are out there who make this possible. All these human trafficking paves the way for terrorists to kind of swing right in there.
Tony, I'm worried about the message we're getting from no less than the president to Border Patrol agents saying, you know, you better do what I say, even though a judge has effectively slapped him down on this deportation thing. Might they look the other way, even as potentially bad guys try to sneak in?
The incentive, Neil, is to look the other way. That's the policy. So this is where these individuals, God bless these Border Patrol agents, have to make a choice. Do you follow the Constitution and your oath, or do you accept a policy which essentially, in military terms, is an illegal order? You are not protecting your charge, the American public. And obviously, the other thing I've talked about with you before is we have to treat Mexico like a foreign country that has adversaries in it. They do. We have to do intelligence operations to figure out where terrorists are staging, where they're coming, how they're doing things, essentially treat them like we would have treated East Germany during the Cold War.
Yeah, but Tony, you know what I'm worried about? I'm worried about the guys who are already here. If we're loath to deport people now, that would include people like this. And these Border Patrol agents might say, well, you know, my hands are tied here. I can't do anything.
We have to untie their hands. This is one of the reasons I've been trying to work with members of Congress to make sure that we legislate, if necessary, requirements that the president change the policy. Congress can do that. And the other thing we have to remember is, remember the Boston bombing. The Boston bombers, the Tsarnaev brothers, were actually refugees. They came here legally, and we looked at them.
That's
so
right.
This is like going back to your original point. Who are we not looking at right now? And this is what we have to take seriously. They've made a threat, Neil. Al-Shabaab's made a credible threat. We have to accept that on its face. They've identified a target, and now they're trying to resource their ranks to conduct the attack.
Colonel, very good seeing you, even under these circumstances, but thank you very much.